Okay, we'll call this meeting in order. We'll pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item is approve the minutes of the January 5th, 2016 minutes.
I'll make the motion.
It's back in front.
I'll make a motion that we accept them as written.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? All right, the next on the agenda is approved the public hearing meeting that was held Thursday, January 14th, 2016. Anybody have a copy of that?
I'll make a motion we accept them as written.
Have a second? Okay, ask you a second. Okay, any discussion? Hearing none? Go ahead and approval. Unanimous? Okay. All right. Move on to new business, Easter egg. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, next item will be approval of January financial report.
I'll make a motion we accept them as written.
I have a second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If none, all in favor? Okay, unanimous. Good. All right, now the new business. Jesse, Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg hunt. Now's the time that I usually order the candy and eggs or anything else you may need for the Easter egg hunt. What's the plan? Do we just not have one this year? Because I mean, the park is not in any shape for Easter egg hunt.
When is, what's the date for Easter?
March 26th is Easter.
And Jasper Merchants Association is having theirs on the 26th. Easter's on the 27th.
26th, sorry.
So it's okay. That's one of those days.
So we would need to have it on March the 19th.
Yes.
But where are you gonna have it?
How many kids do we have last year? Have we turned out?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good turnout. Well,
Even though it was cold and there was frost on the ground, yeah, it was a good turnout.
Do you have it in the field out
Couldn't we
there?
have it in the big field?
That's
We
what I was
could.
thinking, could do it in the field.
yeah.
I think we could certainly have it in the big field, and I mean, I'm hoping that we'll have the park in much better shape by then, but
But if we don't, we have the big field.
the big field is certainly back.
So
Yeah, I
let's plan on going ahead with it.
Okay.
On the 19th?
Wasn't that neat Saturday, Sunday, or what?
It's a Saturday.
Well, how are you going to direct people to the field? Because they can't walk through the park. What's your plan?
Well, I mean, if it comes down to that, we'll have signs leading down to the park and have a section of it marked off for parking.
Yeah.
May even have somebody stand up at the road in front of Espy's there.
When you're down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna wear it, letting you.
But then, oh, you're not gonna worry about it?
Why not, Espy?
Normally we do 11.
I say 11 is good. What time is there, you know, what emergencies? That there, 11.
It's usually in the morning.
I was thinking it's after lunch. I'll look it up and get back.
I thought it was like 1 o'clock.
I was thinking it was after lunch. I can
Well,
look
do
it
we
up
want to
real
go to
quick.
1 o'clock and that gives everybody time to get their errands done in town and
Yeah,
I get warm too.
especially if I have to work.
it might be a little bit
Yeah.
warmer.
All right, let's say 1 o'clock. All right, now, what do we have a budget set for the eggs?
We don't need to purchase any eggs, just
Well,
candy.
what candy, I mean, do we have do we?
Normally we spend roughly $75 on candy.
Okay.
And then we usually buy some little Dollar Tree process.
We spend $25 on that.
Okay, so say
Say
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
All right, Esther, you give us $100 for the Easter egg?
In hand, I can take your hand.
All right. Okay, so, we need a motion.
I make a motion, we have the egg hunt on March the 19th at 1 p.m.
Okay, now have a second.
I was thinking,
Okay, we have a motion second, have the Easter egg hunt, March 19th at 1 o'clock. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Everybody unanimous? All right, then the old business, monthly maintenance, Joey?
Here where Mary can see me.
Don't stand behind me.
You got me here, Mayor. Had Wington Contractors doing some work in town. They laid the pipe in front of Charlie Hoggart's house. Laid the pipe at the Borough House. They cleaned the silt out of the parking lot of the park and cleaned up a lot of the brush in the park. They did a really good lick on the park cleanup, which will make it a lot easier when we get some weather, it's dry enough where we can get in there and do some stuff. Let's see. We got the, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we got the DOT signs moved that were in front of the Christmas tree. So they're moved down out of the way now. I think we need to talk to the church about their sign, and I would be more than happy if the town wanted to buy a few materials to remount their sign and move it down. I'd be more than happy to do that. But, now that the DOT signs are moved, it's the only sign that's kind of blocking the view now. And I think it could easily be moved down and still serve, or if they want to buy a new sign or whatever they want to do. I've had that conversation with the church. Met with Chris Poget of Ben Turnip Seed Engineering about the town sewer situation. He's working on a cost estimate, which will just be an estimate, but he should be here next month to give that little report on that. Other than that, it's just been general town maintenance and garbage pickup. Anybody got any questions?
who's done the cleanup up here in that lot?
Wellington did that in order to pile the material that they took from the park.
Oh. He's done.
Yeah, it's made a deal.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is maybe a little bit later on after we get to the park and see where we're at on financial wise and see if we can get them to do a little bit at a time, piling that brush up so we can burn it or something maybe. We can see how we're going on funds, how much this park's going to actually set us back and everything on that. So, well, thank you, Joe. Charter and public hearing, sure.
We had the public hearing, we had one person come out, which was Audrey. We are set, I hope to have everything down to Rick Jasper's on Friday for this to be made. I went by the town attorney's office, made sure that everything that we had proposed to do was within the Georgia official code, and it is. So we are set there. So that will go out Friday.
Okay, is that all?
Except we have a resolution for you and Jesse to sign.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right, the next thing is the mold in the community building down there. All y'all have got a copy of the mold report that we got from them. The price, you know, just give me, like,
It's 1,500, I think, is what we approved.
Oh, do you need to look at that cost?
yeah, it was one, I'll give you what the price was. Okay. The total price on the testing and stuff done with the mileage, a lot of it was, well, $100 of the mileage. It's $1,231.38.
So under budget?
So they did that. And like I say, they came up with this, and a lot of it is Greek to me, to be honest with you. The best, talking to him and over the phone and everything, there is mold in the building. It's not black mold at the present time, but he says it's worse on the fire department side than the community side. He says it's real low on the community side. But as water keeps coming in, it's just going to continue to get worse. Like I say, on the you know, he's got it as penicillin and I can't pronounce the other words, but anyway, there's 2 groups of spores there. That's real high in that area there. And then he has got a okay, on section 5, which, let's see how many pages into that in this report. It does have another. On the seventh page on ours is what he's, you know, his recommendations are. But of course, you know, the whole thing hinges on stopping the water first, because it's not going to do any good. They plunge it up and you know, and it grow back. So I mean, basically, we got to stop the water first before we can, you know, start the cleanup. But there's extensive cleanup right here that he's, now he doesn't even cover the cost of that, you know, what it would cost to do that. But he's just saying what needs to be done when we get the water stopped, you know, his recommendations. Now, talking to McGee, down there at her store, you know, she got flooded again. And she came up with an idea, and I don't know, we're going to get Wiggins to shoot it and see how the water falls. But she's talking about putting a curb along 2nd Street on the store side there, and see if it falls, you know, correctly, you know, maybe the water will go in the ditches, you know, it'll run along the road down to the ditches. So like on between the schoolhouse and Tina, and then down the ditch, down that way, you know, that she's recommending. But of course, we'll have to get with everybody that's, you know, has lots down there to see if that's what they want to do. You know, because we would have to put a curb there and see how far it has to go before, you know. But anyway, that might help everybody's situation, even in front of your store, all the water coming in. But the problem is, you wouldn't be able to use that back there unless you had, put you like a 6-6 down to, go over the curb. And it wouldn't have to be that big of a curb, I don't think. But that was one solution, an idea. But anyway, we are looking into that. That'll be our next, I think it needs to be our next project. How we can get some of that water routing off of all the buildings around.
It'd be a concrete, dug going down.
Yeah, it'd be like a little concrete curb, like, you see it in some buildings.
Like this, like that.
Yeah, sort of, and hopefully it'll fall where you can run it, all the way to Walnut Street and then to the culvert, past the park, there between 10.
Was there problems got water under the building that caused the drains across the road stopped up or something like that?
I don't know if it's that. One of the problems that she has is the slab for her building is not high. I mean, it's below the grade, and when water rushes, that's part of the problem. But there is a problem that comes in at the Shadow Creek. Okay, I couldn't remember how it's Pennsylvania. Shadow Creek there's a problem there of water coming down, at their store too. So like I said, hopefully we can address all those problems, maybe something with something, and the curve was one of the ideas, but we'll shoot it and see, what we can do about there, how to divert that water if we can.
No, we tried twice to do the route of water down over the highway,
Well, yes, and then the county, and cleaned that ditch out on 2nd Street, took the culvert out at the building there, the old barn. So, I mean, we've done several things already to try to divert the water. So,
Yeah, they all failed or they worked that pretty
well, I mean, they're working, but the way the road is crowned, I guess you'd say, and the way it falls towards the store. And all the rain.
You had heavy rain.
Right.
And that's like twice a year all
Right.
week.
So, I mean,
Gotta go somewhere.
like I say, again, it might not happen until next year, but it's gonna happen.
Every rain.
It'll happen.
Every rain.
Every rain.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's not, it's just that this last rain was so very violent.
Y'all get every rain when it comes down?
Yes.
Steve has, if I'm okay, I'm talking, Steve spent the better part of our summer terracing that backyard. When you drive around, you see it, and that really slowed the water down. We did get water in our building, but not as much as we had been getting.
Nothing we couldn't solve with the dehumidifier.
Dehumidifier. But McGee got a really good
But
mess.
see, some of the problem is that her slab is so low,
Right.
but like I
But
said.
the crown, as you said, the crown on 2nd Street just draws the water right down, because you can actually watch it running on the vacant lot between McGee's store and our store. You can just see that water running right off the 2nd. So a curb would be a wonderful idea.
Well, like I say, I mean, but, having talked to you, I mean, you're the only one other than McGee that's really got access to the backside.
Well, our parking pad is back there, but it could just as easily be a curb into a drain of some sort.
Right.
That gets-
Well, I mean, we could fix something before that.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
I have a question on this. Okay. Why are we, Joey, correct me if I'm wrong, but for years we didn't have this problem. So what has created this problem now? I mean, I never know of your mom and dad ever complaining about that water coming down through there. And I know, I don't know that there was a problem when Mark and Paulette owned that building and built that slab.
well,
So why all of a sudden are we having this water problem?
And I don't know the answer to that. I mean, there was not a water problem in the building that my parents owned. It would occasionally on that back wall get a little bit damp, but never any water in the building. Now the issue on the front, that's a different issue. And that's not one that I think that the town can solve. I mean, that's gonna be up to DOT to solve that one. I don't know.
Has the ditch coming down Old Blairsville always been like that? I mean,
It's deeper now than it's ever been.
It'll be-
And I mean, it's not the water coming down Old
No,
Blairsville.
that's not where it's coming from.
Because the water coming down Old Blairsville makes that turn and goes in between the schoolhouse and Tina's house. It's the water the other side that's creating the problem. And I just don't know what has changed to create that problem, because there didn't used to be a problem.
No, we didn't have this downpour of rain either.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
I will say that when we bought the building, in the back of the store, there were like 3 layers of carpeting, and as we picked it up, it was damp and moldy and rotten. So water had been getting in for a while, and mostly I'd call it seepage, but there were times where we did have puddles in the back of the stores.
And all of those, shelving that was built in back there, the bottom of it was all rotten.
Yeah.
All of that shelving had to be
It wasn't
thrown
the
out.
major amounts of water that McGee seems to be having, and again, you know, we've worked in our own backyard to make sure the water moves differently, so it's just, everybody's gotta do what they gotta do.
Well, like I say, hopefully, looking at it, I mean, getting them out there and shooting it and looking and investigating, and we can come up with some kind of solution to help with everybody's problem, and it might even help with the town hall and fire department problem down there, but anyway.
I think it would help if we shot that ditch that's on the hillside of 2nd Street, and make sure that ditch is going right, because I have gone out there with my shovel and dug that end to where I can see water flowing when it's
Right.
standing out there in that ditch area. But there's a crown somewhere in there
What there is.
that holds water.
So,
But the crown's I guess what I'm trying to say is the
Not the
crown's
crown.
always been there.
Not the crown on the highway, but, yeah.
There's a high point in the ditch and it's supposed to go both directions, but the ditch is just not deep enough there. Really, that ditch needs to be made deeper, but you're gonna have to go back into the bank a good bit in order to make that ditch.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, it's all on right of way. It's, there's room to do it.
but anyway, that's what we'll be investigating, we can out there and let them look at it, see, go in and find out the best solution and try to come up with a solution. That might even help us at the town hall. Now, the next question is, with this right here, even though it's not bad stuff or anything like that, how do y'all want to proceed with using the building down there? I mean, the fire department side is the worst. I mean, you can see the mold growing. I mean, even in the pictures that they took, you can see the mold growing on the furniture. and stuff.
Could be, I guess, only I think we can still use it, have to get it cleaned up a little bit, to a degree. Probably run dehumidifier, I guess.
Here's the problem with that. If y'all remember, we went through this and I had these tests done before. We had 2 companies come out. The problem with that is, SB, unless you get the problem solved, you have that central air system, okay? So those mold spores get into that system and it carries it all over the whole building. So, I mean, you're talking about replacing all ceiling tiles, you're talking about replacing all the insulation up top. Is what they told us the last time.
Well, and he even said on this right here, I don't know if it's in this report, but
yeah, I saw where it said ceiling tiles.
yeah, see, remove the ceiling tiles in the fire station side of the building. They appear to be warped from high humidity. The tiles can capture spores in them and affect the clearance testing. So, I mean, it can get in that too if it's not ready.
On our side, we both sides,
Well, we got one leak over there on that side now, in the tiles, so.
replace time.
Well, yeah, but you gotta fix the problem because the moisture getting in there warps the tile.
Well, let's go back, let's see. So we stop the moisture coming in, without going there and clean up, fix the house, right?
Yeah, well, clean up and fix
But it
tiles.
can't be done, right?
Well, I mean, if we stop the water.
But that's what the first one,
Yeah.
stop water, yeah.
Yeah, if we can stop the water, we can
Break the water
clean it.
system and let's get that done.
Well, I think we need to go with.
Yes, but what is entailed in that cleanup, Esty, you have to understand, is all that sheet rock's got to come out of there up to a certain point. All that lumber, all that stuff that's in those walls has got to be treated for that mold.
Well, there's no lumber in the
Well,
water.
that's right, it's metal. But you've got all that has to be treated. The last time the estimate on doing that was over $20,000. So do you want to put $20,000 in there and then get another heavy rain? You think you've got it solved, but it's not solved, and you're right back to point one again.
So what do you suggest we should do?
Well, that's all I'm at, well, I'm asking y'all what y'all, as far as using the building now.
Well, now, Cheryl City Edge, what do you think, Cheryl?
I think we need to stop using the building. I really do. And number two, Espy, if y'all remember, and we had that engineering report done, and they told us about those columns separating from the outside wall. Well, now, it's probably double the distance between those columns that are supporting the building and that outside wall.
All right, so if we don't use that building, what we're going to do?
Well, we're gonna have to make other arrangements, and we're gonna try our best to get the money to where we can build up here, you know, right next door, and then that will solve the problem.
So I guess the census is that we're still gonna continue meeting here as long as church will let us. And not let anybody rent it.
That's a neat building, I wish we could, welcome, you know, in cost, you gotta consider what, you know, ABC, you gotta consider what, you know, if you don't use that building, you get it fixed, and then the cost of building a new building. And it's a neat old building, and it's in downtown, it keeps everything downtown, so, I think consider that, but, you know, anything can be done, it's just what we all agree to do, how we're going to do it.
Well, I think one thing that we need to see is what the sewer, Chris with Turnipseed is going to present us and see how feasible that is for us. If we can do some kind of sewer system or something, yeah, I mean, I would love to see everything stay downtown if possible.
Because we have election, they don't really use it during the festival and stuff like that, so if we have to build another use, then you gotta look at, you know, the overall picture of the whole thing, so, my opinion.
Well, I mean, and when we do, but we need to see that, you know, see
Yeah,
what it
I think we
costs.
should
Well, you'll
continue
get
to
all that.
meet here
Yeah.
and wait for a report and go
Yeah, we have to do all that, we
from
need to do, you
there. Or
gotta
maybe
get the
bid.
report, and what we need to do, you know.
Yeah, and then like I say, if we can get some more water, we've already dropped it, the back street there, you know, in the ditches that helps out, you know, it might help us, you know. But I think we need to work on that and just, you know, wait on a couple of rains if we figure out something on the
This
back.
spring's coming, yeah,
Alright,
we'll work it out.
so, alright, so anyway, we're just gonna continue up here, that's the report. You know, like I say, we can call him and ask him any question we need to, if we have any other questions. So that's the report. Office-Cheryl.
All right, we had tabled at the last meeting about buying a portable office unit. I think Jesse and I have come up with an alternative that we're not having to buy another temporary building. Jesse and I have discussed for some time, the computer that the town owns is very, very old and getting slower and slower and slower. So what we need to do, and this is something that whether we got a new building or not, we need a new computer, a faster computer, a more up-to-date computer. We also, and Jesse and our suggestion was that we go buy a good laptop, not like the one that we bought the last time, because it's a piece of crap, but anyway, I make do with it. But we need a really good laptop. We can put the QuickBooks program on there for Jessie to do the checks and everything. She could do them then from home and would not have to be out there in that building. She can move the printer to her home. Now, she doesn't have room for all the files and stuff. I do. I can make room for the files. then that way we're not having to go in and out and work in those, in the mold and everything until we figure out what we're gonna do. I think that's a cheaper, easier solution, and then that way we're not putting Jessie, because she's the one that spends the most time down there. And sometimes she has to take Casey with her. I just don't think it's fair to ask her or Casey to be down there when with that mold and stuff in there. And this would be a solution. And this is a computer that we can use after we can even decide what we're gonna do. Whether we fix that building or whether we build a new building, either one. This is just another, a investment for the town.
How long have you had the computer got now? 4 or 5 years?
No.
No, that computer's been down there since before I went out of office.
Well,
That was a laptop.
Didn't Pete have a laptop?
That's the one that I use at home to do the city work on. But it is not big enough nor fast enough to do what Jessie needs to do. What they did before they gave it back, they went in and cleared out all the programming on that. I had to go in and I only installed just the basics that I needed to do, the letters and things that I do for the city. Jessie needs one that she can do, an Excel program that she can put her QuickBooks on, Publisher, Excel, everything.
What is that, what kind, I don't know anything about computers, what does that cost?
Well, I'm gonna say a good computer is gonna cost you around $1,500.
Well, now the laptop may not be that much, but it's
gonna
cost.
It's gonna cost you $1,500.
But you can use it as your computer when we decide whatever we're gonna do.
What brand is that?
Well, you'd have to.
I think it's an HP, I can't remember. But SP, it's a good 10, 12 years old.
Let me, which is the best?
Well, we need to do some research. I would think probably an HP. No, well, we're not gonna go with another Aspire or whatever that one is about, because that's, every time I call and try to get help with it, they laugh. But anyway, but that's something we need to do. We just need to research, and we need to make sure that we get the programming that we need to go with it, so that Jessie is set up to do whatever she needs to do.
I'm not having to pay somebody else to do it. I'm not having to call Allsouth and say, hey, can you type this up for me? Can you print this for me? I'll have those programs and we can do it ourselves. Because right now, I just have Word, that's it. Like our brochure. If we would have had a publisher, I could have done it on the computer and then just paid for printing.
Yeah.
It would have been a whole lot cheaper.
So you gonna shop around or what we're gonna do?
Of course.
Right now, we need to go ahead and get the best. There ain't no use in messing around with it, you know. I mean, like I say, you know, when I was shopping around for me one, ETC said Dell, but, you know, I don't know if Dell is the best or not, but Dell, or even an Apple. I mean, you know, a Mac computer. Something that's going to be.
Apple is one of the best. You don't have to worry about viruses on it.
But anyway, we'll let her shop around and see what is going to be best for her, and then we report back next.
Get one that's not gonna be outdated
Right.
the next time you turn around.
That's going to be hard to do. I mean, you know, they come out in 2 years, but I do know what you're saying.
I know, the only thing, you know me,
Yeah, we know.
y'all know how I do. It's hard to, I can't fathom, about, spending $1,500 for a town, where we have 50 people. But, that's town we live in, I guess.
But we have to do the paperwork and the reports and everything, just like a town that has 100,000 people in it.
That's true.
Just because we're little doesn't mean we don't still have to do the same reports.
And like our Excel spreadsheets we used for Heritage Days, when I kept everybody organized, I did that on my personal laptop because I don't have Excel on the town laptop, or the town computer.
We figured that's the whole, we need to change that,
Yeah, I mean,
And if we get those programs and put them on the computer, I'm still going to pay for those programs, so why not just upgrade the whole system
That's true.
while we buy the program?
Okay, shop around and then at our next meeting, what you come up with.
Hi, I received a letter from Rick Jaspers this afternoon, or Jesse brought it to me. And I won't read into it, but I'll let y'all read it if any of y'all want to read it or whatever. But basically, it's just saying that it's evident during the town hall meeting. Let's see, I was going to try to.
Just read it.
Well,
Will you want me to read it?
Yeah, you can read it. Very good.
All right. This was addressed to Emily Dunn from.
Which is, Emily Dunn is a state DOT representative.
Oh.
So,
It says, "Hello, Meg. It was good to talk with you at the budget meeting this week. This is a follow-up for the discussion we were having on the Antioch Church Road Highway 15 cross. Let me again say that the fellows who came to the town hall meeting in Talking Rock on January 4th were very professional and did a very good job in a sometimes tense discussion. Yeah. Safety was the issue at hand. I believe the data showed that the turning southbound on 515 from Talking Rock were at the highest danger. The solution to the safety issue was a new to Georgia idea called a J-turn. It was evident that this had not been done on a road like this and was untested. 515 is a very busy highway at times, and people drive way too fast in that area. The residents and especially business owners have voiced, rightly so, that this type of turning lane will kill the small business area of Talking Rock due to the difficulty of getting on or off 515 and getting to the business district. It was evident during the town hall that the economics of a community was not taken into account when planning was done and the planned J-turn was put into this location. The committee has spent years of slow, methodical, and emotional work creating a business center in the area east of 515 going north. Life savings and dedication have been devoted to the development of this area. The J-turn proposal will undo all this work. Below, please note that I have summarized the additional reasons the community had for opposing the J-turn and possible solutions. Speed southbound is the real issue, probably northbound on 515 too. It's hard to judge speed when someone is coming at you over 70 miles an hour. Would a flashing light or a lower speed limit be a solution? Dust vision, AM or PM, will not be improved a J-turn. It will just move the crossing up the road some and have the same results. Acceleration lanes may be a better way to handle the area's traffic on both sides. A flashing yellow slow historic district sign, community discussion on the right words, on 515 to warn travelers, as well as increased enforcement of a lower speed would make the area safer. They feel that a red light would increase the economic impact of the area and justify the light. Public safety, fire, EMS, personal issues, the occasional big truck, would be hampered by a J-turn. Mayor Banks had suggested that should be investigated to solve this problem. He shared the idea with your folks. He drives it every day and is assistant fire chief for the Jasper Fire Department. Safety is always on his mind. That's enough, but when the highway was planned, overpasses were not included in the area. This lack of investment then will cause us to invest now in a traffic light or other methods of control. You know I am always willing to talk and meet with you along with the leaders in this area. Rick Jaspers.
So I just want to go to show you that, you know, he has, you know, heard and.
Sum it up beautifully.
Yeah, so,
He did.
so anyway, he's on our side. So I mean,
Okay.
I think, you know, and like I say, we've got the lawyer working on a petition to get everybody to sign except in this area to go along with, you know, this. So anyway, I just want to share that with y'all, that
Yeah, it's just something that may be added to our statement is that the local residents know how hazardous that is, and they go other places to get it in or onto the highway and avoid that intersection, so they're counted.
Philadelphia.
I've never been on there. It's too hard to judge how fast they're coming.
Yeah.
See, if we had a red light here, we wouldn't have so much traffic on Old Philadelphia, because those would,
And that was one of the comments, well, there's no traffic on any at church. Well, that's because we all go to Philadelphia.
Well,
You know.
one idea was to reroute some stuff, and like I said, I won't say who, but they said that, you know, if they close down part of the, say like getting on 130, or off of 136 on to 515, don't allow people to get on there, put a median there, where people have to go, you know, use the traffic light and go to Carter's Lake and stuff, and that would prevent the accidents from people trying to cross at 136 connector there. So anyway, it's been brought to Rick Jasper's attention too. So like I say, hopefully, you know, some things is working. And like I say, he's on our side after, you know, our meeting and stuff. So I think.
Well, I'd like to thank Mayor Weaver, because I have seen the Jasper police officers doing a lot more patrolling there too, and that has been.
And I did talk to Chief Deputy Jeff Hall, and they're supposed to be increasing their presence there too.
yeah, I've seen the heat car out there a couple of times.
In as much as the city of Talking Rock is a member of the Chamber of Commerce, can we try to get the Chamber of Commerce to come on our side? And,
Yes, perfect. What I'm doing is, when I went to meet with Nancy last Friday, I asked her to do the wording on this petition, because I didn't want anybody to be able to pick something out and say, this is wrong, these are invalid. So that's why I asked her to do it, and she's gonna have it set up where they're gonna have an option of do nothing or red light, so that they can say what they would prefer to do.
Tell you also, if you're in, come south on 515 towards there, if you don't look at that left turn, you miss, you know, kind of cuts it real quick, take left to the top rock, and they need to extend that back a little more, let people know it's right there. You come around that curve, you're not expecting to see it, all of a sudden, I seen people just drive by and slow with the brake lights on, and they need to correct that. Or shoppers.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Okay, all right, you're welcome. You said something about start having work sessions. I think one was for the budget. Some things, set one tonight. Well, I mean, we just want to start. We had discussed that, you know, we might need to have a work session. I don't know if we ever approve a budget or you know, things that we need to work on, that we might, you know, have a work session before the next council meeting. You know, to start, you know, trying to work out some of the things that we need to do here. Y'all have a preference, you know, on a Tuesday. Everybody seems to like Tuesdays better.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
He's up here, you're Steve.
She's got that one now, I'm not doing it.
What about Saturday afternoon or Sunday? What about Sunday business?
Sunday, I'm about dancing.
But that's true.
What about your schedule? You do Saturday or Tuesday or RV?
Do I?
I can do it. I mean, I can do it Saturday. I mean, don't
I can do Saturday afternoon.
Oh, you'll,
I
is that good with everybody Saturday afternoon?
Oh, that'd be fine with me, and then I won't have Braylon either. I have
Let's
a-
Saturday afternoon, sounds good to me, yeah.
What's Saturday? Just, you know, for,
Let's do either the 20th or 27th. 20th or 27th.
Let's do the 20th.
When did we say Easter was?
27th, March 27th.
We're talking about the
February 20th or February 27th.
Then
What
we're
time?
okay, because the closer we get to Easter, we start practicing on Saturdays at church.
It's 20th, I need to be.
20th. Let's do the 20th at.
What time?
21.
Terry, what time's good for Terry, because she
I
has to
usually,
work.
when I work, I either get off at like 10:30 or 12:30, 1 o'clock. But I never know, you
So
know.
if we made it by 2?
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think there's our time.
All right. We'll get a motion in a second.
I make a motion, we have a work session on February the 20th at 2 o'clock.
Wait, do we need to see if we can use the church or? Another stupid.
Need schoolhouse.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the schoolhouse if we needed to.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put a portable heater there if
We
we
have
have.
chairs we sit in, so everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a plan B.
All right.
Below you at the-
All right, so I have a second.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to have work session February the 20th at 2 o'clock. All in favor? Any discussion? I'm sorry. didn't ask discussion. All right. The only other thing, Joey, what is your schedule for Saturday?
This Saturday?
Yeah, got something more Saturday. But we're getting better weather. I'm just thinking, trying to coordinate maybe work days down there.
Yeah,
As far as I know, I can.
Okay.
one thing to keep in mind, Randy, I have had several people, and Gail has had several people tell her that if we would let them know when we're gonna have a work day, they'll be glad to come down, bring rakes, shovels, whatever, to help in the park.
Well, no, but, you know, the problem is the ground has been so wet that,
Right.
that, you know, you can't do a whole lot. But like I say, Wigan is coming up and before we can get to the pavilion. I mean, that's the next thing is get to the pavilion. That will take a day just for that. Depends on how
What do
many.
you have to do in the pavilion other than pressure wash and clean?
Well, we have to shovel that stuff
Yeah,
out.
there's a lot of silt to shovel out before we pressure wash. What's the
Have
status
to-
on the pressure washer?
Well,
Dan has a fresh wash meeting tomorrow.
yeah, and then Mark said he has one to bring it too.
I've got one.
And I have that small one,
So we've
it's
got,
over Gail,
some
so.
first wash stuff.
That's
So you want to say Saturday, maybe 8 o'clock, 9?
Okay, forward,
You done what you run, Saturday?
you sure?
No. Last week, you went Saturday.
That's right, I did. Yeah, I'll have to do garbage, but
Right.
after that.
Let's say,
Finish?
well, I'm gonna say 9, but you show up when you need to, but I'm gonna say 9. I mean, we're not gonna, so 9 o'clock, the work session, I mean, at the court clean.
Will this at least allow the walking paths to be open?
Well, we gotta get the pavilion first. It depends on how many shows up. You know, like I say, it's sort of a last minute thing, but, you know, like I said, we just gotta look at the weather and the, you know, and everything, but hopefully, if we look at the long forecast, I mean, you know, they can put it in the paper and get us more help next, you know, cause the Boy Scouts, I mean, everybody's going, you know, yeah, so it's just trying to get the, you know, so it's sort of short notice.
Pickens Community Service Club is wanting to come out and help too.
It's too late to get it in the paper.
Yeah, I know, it's right, that's why I know, if we look at the forecast and see if the next Saturday would be,
Just let me know.
yeah, that's why I'm saying.
But really, if you're just gonna do the pavilion, you don't need,
Well,
Yeah,
but,
sometimes you get too much help.
We put that together, we gotta put a little work out in the park.
yeah, I mean, that's plenty to do. Yeah. But anyway, all right, so 10 o'clock, I don't have anything else, anybody else have anything else? they
I,
want?
on the, what about the clothes, you got the question, the old system out, or call the club, or?
Well, we might need to get, Sandy to come and look at that, and see, you know, about the water. But like I said, you know, we'll have to brush wash everything, it's all the mold and everything. All right, I don't have anything else, anybody have anything else?
yeah, if she gets an answer, I'm leaving.
Adjourn.